Have you ever wondered how much paper you can add to your softcover Bible before the spine completely deforms? Today, we are testing that. Let's dive in. We want to explore what happens to your Bible when you add 10 pages, 50 pages, 100 pages, up until 300 pages, 300 sheets of standard copy paper in the stack. This is from Zondervan NIV Thinline Bible. So this is just a standard Bible. Now, I predict that at 100 pages, this Bible will most likely start alligator mouth. By 200 pages, that we'll see a lot of spine deformities. Because this is a softcover Bible, it should hold up better than a hardcover Bible. This one is sewn into the spine in bundles. So we need to take that into consideration as well. Because this is one of the Bibles that my husband uses when he's preparing for sermons, I don't want to add any glue or any tape. I will just be placing the paper into the spine like this. Those are the things that I want to bring to your attention, the things that we need to consider before we test this. How much can you handle before you start looking like this? And don't worry, we will not test this Bible so that it ends up looking like that. Let's jump to the table and let's see how much can this Bible handle. How much of this copy paper do you think this Bible will be able to handle? Let me know in the comments. This is the Bible at 10 pages, and it's looking a little bit weird because some of these pages I tore like irregularly, so I cannot get them like in the spine of the Bible. So it's quite annoying. Also because this is copy paper, so it's thicker than this Bible paper. It's making it difficult for me to manipulate. But that's 10. Let's go further and see what 50 will look like. Let's see what the Bible looks like at 50. This is at 50 pages. I've added from Genesis until Leviticus, can't remember where. And as we can see, the spine is still good. This is the top. This is what the side looks like. I'm going to add the next 50 pages from Revelation, and then we'll work our way to the front. $99, $100. I predicted that at 100 pages, we would see some alligator mouth. Let's see if I was wrong and if I was right. So this is the spine at 100 pages. This is the top of the Bible at 100 pages. The bottom of the Bible at 100 pages. I was kind of right. This is what it looks like at 100 pages. This is just lifting up. This is not too bad. I have, however, noticed, if you look closely over here, you can see that slight bulking out. That's what I noticed earlier, a slight bulking out. But that could also just be because we've only added paper to the beginning and the end of the Bible. So let's add the next 50 pages to the middle of the Bible. It takes about 6 minutes to get in 50. So we've added 150. And let me show you the results. This is what the spine looks like at the front, at the bottom. This is what it looks like at the top. There we go. This is what we look like. It's just an experiment. Okay, so this is what it's looking like now. I'm quite interested to know, if this is what 150 pages look like. I'm interested to know how many pages I have here. This is my Bible at the bottom, and then the thin line, it's a medium line right now. We are making our way to the road to 200. That is 200 pages added to the Bible. I predicted that at 200 pages, we would see significant deformities to the Bible. This is going to be as much surprising to you as it is to me. But let's see what 200 pages did to this Thinline NIV Bible. A lot of the paper that I tore meant for my own Bible, and this Thinline Bible is so much smaller than my own. But this is 200 pages stuck into the Bible, the top of the Bible. And again, this is obstructing the view just a little bit, right? The bottom pages of your Bible, this is the spine. Can you see the shape that this Bible is starting to take on? The pages are tucked into the spine of the Bible. Let's work our way to 250 pages. Let's try Job to Jeremiah with the next 50 pages. Friends, we are at 250. I wrote a note to myself over here. When I stuck in page 222, that is when I noticed that the Bible pages itself were starting to behave strangely. They were, like you see this movement happening now, the Bible pages were doing that on their own. And I think that is because of the amount of pressure that is being placed on the spine. Now, another thing that I did notice around about page 234 was that I needed to manually separate the spine in order for me to put the page down. I just want to show you the space that is now left. In terms of needing to turn this, there's difficulty already. So I am curious to see what it will look like when we turn this on its side and what the spine is actually looking like. But the Bible is already moving strange, and it started moving strangely at 222. I don't know about you, but I am curious about what 300 pages will do to this Bible. This is what your Bible looks like at the top. Okay, now you can't really see this. This is unfair to show you this. This is what the Bible looks like at the bottom. And this is what we're seeing in the spine. That M shape, not the M, but this is an N shape. The N shape is continuing. And let me bring you closer. You see, this is where the original spine ends. You can see where that stitching ends. So to the front, this is where this ends. But we have exceeded this amount. Now, if you have this Bible, if you have a Bible like this, I would stop at between 100 and 200 pages. That's where I would stop, because the Bible was still moving and still able to be manipulated properly. But after you've hit that 200 mark, your Bible is going to behave strangely. The pages would want to do their own thing because of the amount of tension that is happening. I don't know how this would unfold if your Bible was glued in instead of sewn, or not sewn into bundles like this is. So it may behave differently, but this is how this Bible is behaving. But we still have the final 50 pages. So let's go and add the final 50 pages. Before I show you guys what this Bible looks like at 300 pages, if you've enjoyed this video so far, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. What happened to this Bible at 300 pages? Are you guys ready for it? Okay, clearly this is going to be deceiving because the pages are not at length. The Bible is somewhere there. The top, the bottom, all these pages have been stuck into the middle of the Bible. And as we can see, there is significant curling that is happening at 300 pages. The Bible has taken on a bit of an M shape. And if you look over here at the shape of this, you can see that kind of pointed shape. Let me show you what I'm speaking about. This kind of shape. Do you see that? So it goes low and then it goes up, it curls up, and then this is the peak over here. Now I'm going to show you the NIV Bible and see if you can see that peaking that's happening over here. Right in this section, you can see that kind of peaking, that shape that it's making. So this is what 300 pages does. 300 pages is causing a lot of tension, and the shape of the Bible has already changed. Now let's go inside, and I want to show you just some things that I noticed. If you needed to add more paper over here, you would actually need to separate the Bible manually with your hand, applying pressure, and then adding another page to the Bible. The Bible is moving strangely as the Bible is trying to like reposition itself. But let me show you what this Bible looks like on its side. Thinline Bible, this is my journal, the Word Bible. We have significant permanent alligator mouth. This can only be taken care of using a headband. I want to show you what this looks like when you place this down on the table and you open up the Bible. If you were to read this Bible at 300 pages, you would open up your Bible. This is Genesis. Do you see what's happening right here? There's so much tension on the spine that these pages have taken on a life of their own. The fact that this is copy paper also needs to be taken into consideration. I want you to take note of what's happening right there. This is at 300 pages. You would need to apply force to this Bible in order to get this Bible to lay flat. We are at Nehemiah 11. Let's just see what will happen as you are paging. We are now at Matthew 26. And look at that. Do you see the concave shape as you're turning? The Bible is acting like that because there is too much tension on the spine. If you want to avoid your Bible looking like this or looking like this, my suggestion, stop at a certain point and then move on to the next Bible. Use a binder, use a notebook, use a journal, but find a different place for you to write in your Bible. If you are going to add in 150 to 200 tip-ins, added pages to your Bible, do not write big, write small so that you can get more notes onto a tip-in. And if you are using this Bible, I would suggest that you use a light paperweight and not something as thick and as rigid as copy paper. So vellum, tracing paper, something very, very lightweight. Blank Bible pages and use that as your tip-ins. You would then also need to remember that your glues and your washi tapes will also add significant bulk to this. Now, we only tested this by adding pages into the spine. It will most definitely look differently and act differently if you add your tip-ins to the edge of your paper, or if you use sticky notes on the inside of your pages. In case any of you were curious and wondered if I ruined one of my husband's Bibles, and the answer is no. As soon as I stopped recording, I immediately started taking out the paper from the Bible because I didn't want it to do any lasting damage to the spine. So this is what it looks like after my experiment. If you are going on a weekend away, if you share a room with somebody, then you can go and check out this video to see what I keep in my Bible bag when I'm sharing a room with somebody. And if you want to see the most meaningful, the most precious, the most memorable pages in my Bible, then go and check out this video next. I will see you here or there.